Hello Informed Crows, I'm John from the Hot Informer, and today I'm going to give you my review of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, a recent horror movie, and I am going to give spoilers in this video. So today I'm talking about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, a recent horror movie. It came out just a couple months ago in February. It was actually in theaters for a limited run, and it has grossed lots of money. It actually has grossed millions of dollars, so good for them. And the main characters, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, those are actually masks, silicone masks, full head silicone masks from Immortal Masks. So shout out to my friends at Immortal Masks with George and Andrew and everybody there. They do such a great job. And those are masks from them. So I think that's awesome that they're used in this movie that a lot of people are going to see. So I'm happy about that. They look great in the movie and the movement on them is great. And they just are very intimidating and scary in this movie. So really awesome to see that they're used in a movie that lots of people are going to see. And I enjoyed them. It definitely was really good. I really enjoyed the characters, and they definitely were scary and creepy throughout the movie, and they definitely incorporate gross amounts of like honey and blood from like Pooh's mouth. He's like eating honey and he has blood on his face sometimes after he kills people, and it's really wild. And I'm going to give lots of spoilers in this video, so if you've not seen this movie, click off this video now because I'm going to go into spoilers right now. I'm going to even have spoilers on the screen now. Spoilers. Click off now if you have not seen this movie. So now I'm going to tell you spoilers about this movie, and starting out, the movie starts with a very interesting cartoon that shows you how Christopher Robin meets the characters of Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore and everything, and it's in black and white. It looks really interesting. It tells you about how he met them, and he would give them food, and he met them, and they would hang out in 100 Acres Woods, and it was all very friendly, and they were happy and nice, but then he left and went to college to become a doctor, and they then didn't know how to survive on their own, and they completely lost their minds and got really angry, and they actually turned to eating Eeyore. So they all eat Eeyore and no more Eeyore, so he's not in the story because they ate him. And then they have a vendetta against Christopher Robin and want to kill him if they ever see him again, and kill anybody else because they just hate people because Christopher Robin turned on them. So that is why they're evil in this movie. That's the backstory. And then you go into the story and you see Christopher Robin and his girlfriend walking through the woods, and they're talking, and he's trying to convince her it's real, and he's told her about it in the past, and she's not convinced, and they go, and they keep on walking, and it's explained that they've been walking in the woods for hours, and he said, okay, we'll just walk another hour. They agree that they'll only walk one more hour, and then they will stop walking and go back to where they came from. But they keep on going, and they actually find the 100 Acres Woods, and there's this creepy old sign that they have there that says it on it, and you go in there, and they actually have this really cool looking whole like setup they have of where they sleep and eat and everything, and it's very interesting, and there's like skulls everywhere, and it's honestly pretty creepy. I really thought they did a good job of setting that entire atmosphere there. It's very gritty and disturbing there. Really good, disturbing, gritty tone throughout pretty much this entire movie. So then they go up into this upper area, this upper like treehouse kind of area where the characters of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet sleep. And they go up there, and then when they're up there looking around, they hear creaking and noises, and they hide. Christopher hides under the bed, and his girlfriend hides behind some like crates and a table, and then Winnie the Pooh, you actually see him just from the back, you don't see his face, but he gets up there and he goes to sleep on the bed, and once they're convinced he's asleep and been out for a while and the sun's set, they actually leave very carefully, and they're trying to find their way out in the dark, and all of a sudden Piglet scares them, and he grabs the girlfriend and he chokes her to death, and just completely just chokes her to death, and is really, really upsetting and disturbing, and Christopher's begging him for mercy, and he's like, please, I knew you, we grew up, can you please stop? And he won't, and he kills her. Christopher's then, of course, horrified, doesn't know what to do, and then both Piglet and Winnie the Pooh corner him, and he's begging for mercy, and then it's left at a cliffhanger where you're like, what happened to him? And he's screaming and crying for help. And then the story moves towards this group of girls, and it is revealed that she has a stalker. The main character, the main girl, has a stalker where he actually would look into her windows, and then one night he breaks into her house and tries to undress her, which is very unsettling and disturbing and disgusting and just awful. And I know stalkers are a real thing, so it's even creepier and God, it's awful. So then she has trauma from that, and she's in therapy telling her therapist about it. It's implied she's had multiple sessions and she's doing better. And then her therapist says, you really should get out and go somewhere, have some fun, and try to get past this trauma because you're doing better. So then she goes out and she ends up going to this house for the weekend with her friends that is very close to 100 Acres Woods, but they don't know that. They don't know anything about it. So they are going in there, and then they go to this house, and the one girl is more of like an Instagram style character, Laura, where she likes Instagram and takes pictures, and she goes out of her way to do that, and she's kind of that kind of character, trying to be modern with like Instagram. The one character is actually taking everybody's phones, and at a later point, Laura actually steals her phone and starts taking pictures of herself again. And by doing that, she sees that Winnie the Pooh is in the background of her picture, and she doesn't know what's going on. She's in a hot tub taking pictures of herself in a bikini there. And then she looks for a little bit, and then she goes back in the hot tub, and then pretty much all hell breaks loose, and Winnie the Pooh is going insane. And she gets killed in a really brutal way. They kidnap her, and they pretty much drive over her face with a car wheel, and oh my god, it's brutal, and like your eye pops out with practical effects, and it's insane. And it just gets crazier and crazier, and they just know people are dying. They hear screams, and they go investigate, and they see Laura's dead, and they're horrified, and other people start dying into this story. I'm not going to tell you everything, but there was one very memorable kill later on where Winnie the Pooh stabs a machete into a girl's mouth and like puts the machete, like the blade, all the way in her mouth, and it's like sticking out, and it's, oh my god, it was insane. That was a memorable kill. So absolute chaos is going on, and eventually the girls, when they're looking around this place and knowing all hell's breaking loose, they actually find Christopher Robin. And Christopher Robin, when he's tied up, Winnie the Pooh actually tortures him and actually whips him, and he has all these big scratches on his back with practical effects, and it's really crazy and really demented. And there's other victims that are completely rotting, and the corpses hanging up, and very great, disturbing movie. And I thought the cinematography was really good. Throughout it, you see different angles of the woods above and in the woods, and I thought that was well done. So lots of memorable kills. Lots of really crazy kills in this movie, so be sure to check it out. I'm not going to tell you how the whole thing ends, but pretty much just pure chaos is happening. Piglet's going crazy, Winnie the Pooh's going crazy, they're killing people, and just craziness ensues. I don't want to tell you everything. You have to see it for yourself. And definitely a shout out to Immortal Masks for the masks. They do a great job with that, with their Friendo line of masks, with that bear that looks like Winnie the Pooh. It looks awesome with that paint scheme they have on it, and the crazy boar mask that was then used as Piglet. So be sure to check out this movie if you're curious what this movie is going to be like. So definitely check out this movie. Even if you've listened to this entire video, I have not told you everything about this movie. There still will be things that you did not hear about, so I did not ruin the ending for you. So definitely check out this movie. There's lots of craziness, memorable kills, very gritty, disturbing feel throughout the whole thing, and seeing these childlike characters that you most likely grew up watching being absolutely crazy murderers is very interesting. So be sure to check it out, and thank you for watching. That was the Hot Informer. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get a notification every single time I put up a new video. Give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends. And I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And find all those links below. And tell me about what you thought about this movie. And tell me about what you thought of the awesome masks from Immortal Masks in the comments below. Tell me all that below. And as always, happy hauntings.